And welcome to Roadside Notes. I'm Christopher, the Route 66 chaplain, and these are the readings from the Faith and Good Courage Journal found at faithandgoodcourage.com. These are stories from and for the road, a little grace for the miles ahead, and reminders that hope still travels with us. This journal, The Note You Leave Behind, is from my entry on July 16th, 2026. The note you leave behind doesn't require a conversation. It doesn't require an introduction or an explanation or even eye contact. It just requires paying attention long enough to notice that the person next to you at the counter is carrying something heavy today. I've logged enough miles on Route 66 to know that there are two kinds of travelers. The ones on I-40 who need to be somewhere by a certain time, and the ones that, well, they take the old two-lane blacktop and have decided that getting there was worth something to do. I've been both. Some days the interstate wins. Some days you need the slow road. But either way, you end up in the same diner counter eventually. And that's where life gets honest. The counter stool is the best seat in the house. Always has been. You get the front row and you get to view everything. The kitchen, the door, the parking lot, and the booth just behind your left shoulder where a man is on his phone and his voice has dropped to the kind of low that means something is wrong. You don't mean to listen, but you do. Everybody does. Loss of a job, a family falling apart, money that isn't there anymore. The specific exhaustion in a voice that's been holding it together for far too long and just ran out of road. You know that voice. Most of us do. We've used it ourselves at some point, hunched over the phone in a public place, trying to keep it together while the world kept moving around us like nothing was happening. You don't go over. That's not what they need. A stranger pulling up a chair uninvited when someone's in the middle of their worst moment isn't being kind. It's an intrusion dressed up as kindness. What they need is simpler than that. When you settle up at the counter and you leave your tip, you pull out something small, a receipt, a napkin, maybe the back of whatever's in your pocket, and you write 7 words. Find happiness in the fact that the world needs you. You fold it once. You set it where they'll find it after you're gone. And then you walk out to the parking lot and you let it do whatever it's going to do. You'll never know. That's the whole deal. You leave it and you go and you trust that it landed where it was supposed to. Route 66 will teach you things that I-40 never will. Not because one road is better than the other. Just because one of them was built for speed and one of them was built for noticing. And the people who take the slow road long enough start to develop a kind of attention that, well, it changes how they move through every room they walk into. They hear the booth behind them. They see the waitress whose smile stopped reaching her eyes 2 hours ago. They notice the guy at the end of the counter who ordered coffee and hasn't touched it. That attention doesn't cost you anything. But what it produces, a note, a word, a decent tip left with a little bit more care than usual, can mean everything to somebody on a day when everything felt like nothing. The world needs you. Every single one of you sitting at every counter on every road in this country. Not because you have the answers, just because you showed up and you're paying attention. That's worth writing down. Leave it where someone can find it. In my roadside reflection, the note you leave behind is never really about the words on the paper. It's about the decision to notice someone when it would have been easier to look away. The counter stool puts you in the front row to real life if you're willing to sit long enough to see it. Most people are carrying something today that they haven't told anyone about. You don't need to fix it. You don't need to start a conversation. You just need to leave something behind that says somebody saw them. 7 words on a napkin. That's enough. Sometimes that's everything. Travel well, my friends. Have faith and good courage.